Greetings, adventurers. This is DM Kurt coming at you from my usual location out here in the garage. So, I was recently asked, what is your opinion of the Wildemount guide? Good question. Okay, so what it is a campaign setting for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. It starts in the world of Exandria, and it focuses on one continent, the continent of Wildemount. Now, why this is important is that in the same campaign world of Exandria is the continent of Tal'Darai. Tal'Darai was the first book written by Matt Mercer, Wildemount the second book. You can use both or either in your D&D campaign. Now, these are complete campaign settings in my opinion. Both of them have basically the same things. Now I'm going to focus on Wildemount. Wildemount starts off with a little bit of a blurb about the history of the world and some history of that continent. It goes off into a number of other things. We have the Pantheon of the Gods, which will include a few of the old gods from existing D&D legends and lore, and a few new ones that Mr. Mercer made up for his game. Cool. It has some factions and societies, and on the map you will have a lot of named terrain features. You'll have cities and towns, roads between them, and very importantly, on this full-scale map, every little town and such, in most of these places, there are campaign hooks, plot hooks, to start your own adventures, write them out for yourself, listed, just little hints in each individual space. That's what impressed me the most. That was the first thing that really caught me. That told me that this book was written by an actual DM who played, who cared about the game, and wanted you to be able to use this resource for your games and to make something special for your players. They have a few new subclasses, a few new sub-races. They list out the stats for most of the PC races that are in this game world. They're all pretty much from existing D&D source books, but they're brought together into this book so that you don't have to go thumb through everything in your library to find what the stats are for, say, an Aarakocra or Air Genocide, or even your gnomes. Grab the player's handbook for the gnomes. Already there. But with those races, they also mention where in the societies they will be and where they will interact with others, how they're generally seen, and how others take care of them or don't. I actually put in a couple of new adventures. I mean, it's not an adventure book, but there's a couple of short little adventures that you can run for your players. Real short, low level, kind of get you into the game. If you can't find a module to run and you're just starting off as a brand new DM, there's something in there. There's one called Frozen Sick, where they just start off in an icy area and you do some stuff and do a little adventure and find a little treasure. Just get you through the basics. And actually, I've heard really good reviews for it. Haven't run it myself because my players are above that level right now, so it wouldn't fit. There's a few new monsters, and one thing that I liked is the new magic items. He included some magic items that start out as minor magical items, and then depending on what you do, eventually these magic items become more powerful. I like the idea of magic items that become more powerful, and one of my previous videos was about that. So, all in all, I would say that this is a great book. I'd say that both of these are great books. You know, you can use one, both of them, doesn't matter. But what they are is 150, 300 pages, and yet they feel so much better, so much thicker, so much more complete than the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, When Sword Coast came out, I was thinking, hey, great, 5th edition campaign world. We're going to basically reprint all that 3rd edition and older Forgotten Realms stuff, and I can have my Forgotten Realms campaign from scratch because I don't have those old books anymore. This will replace it. Great. Pick it up. Kind of thin. Has a few great subclasses and a little section of coastline and a couple of really vague descriptions of a few places, and that's it. Okay. Content-wise, feels like comic book. Great. Not Wizards of the Coast's best work. But if you're looking for a campaign book, little campaign world set up, all done for you. Either of these, great books. And that's DM Kurt's opinion. Thanks for listening. Have yourself a good one.